everyone. Welcome to Living with Autism by Michael Lettman. Today, we are interviewing a fellow advocate from the Disability Rights New York organization, Jeremy Demick. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Michael. Thank you for having me. Thank you for setting up the interview today. So I'm happy to talk with you and your audience. And just let me know where are we diving in here today?
Of course. Let's get started with your questions. Could you please explain about the Client Assistance Program?
Sure. The Client Assistance Program, it's been around for a little while. It's been around since 1984. And the primary purpose is to help people that are seeking services or having trouble getting services from the voc rehab agencies in their states. I work for Disability Rights New York and the CAP, or a Client Assistance Program here in New York State. So we cover all of New York State. It's a few advocates and I in the program. And anyone that's seeking services from our two voc rehab state agencies, those individuals are seeking employment, and we help with the process when things get stuck, when there's communication issues between our clients and counselors, or the state agency, the state voc rehab agency might say, we're not approving your goal, or we're not providing you with services, or they might say that we are going to provide you with services, but then things don't go through in a timely fashion or manner. We see this a lot with people that are going to college, and yeah, so that's just kind of like a brief overview of the Client Assistance Program, or CAP.
I see. So the Client Assistance Program, CAP for short, CAP, they have done well with helping others with work experience.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of like that backup system that kicks in when people have to reach out to us, but they can reach out to us and just let us know that they're having an issue with either one of the voc rehab agencies, either the New York State Commission for the Blind or Access VR, which is the acronym stands for Adult Career Education Services and voc rehabilitation, or just Access VR for short. And then some people from back in the day, they know it just as VESID, but that goes back a couple years ago.
I see. My next question to you is, can you please explain about your experience as an advocate in Disability Rights in New York, DRNY for short?
Sure. I've been an advocate now for a little over 5 years. And I work in a team with, right now it's 4 other, well, including myself, it's 4 advocates and 1 director. And in the past 5 years, I've helped a lot of different people in different parts of the state with different issues that are primarily related to seeking services from either Access VR or the Commission for the Blind. And then we also, this is very rarely, we also cover federally funded independent living centers and helping out when there's issues and disagreements that come up there too. But those cases are pretty rare. They're like 1 out of every 500 cases.
You've done well, Jeremy, as a fellow advocate in that organization. My next question to you is, how do you feel about helping the disability community earn work experience?
I think it's something that's very empowering. I think that it's just helping someone just connect and really have that experience, especially to me, like the best thing that you can do for someone is to help them connect to a career that they want to be in. If it's, suddenly going from SSI at $800 a month, or even SSDI, which, you know, is might be a few $100 more per month, to something where you have a lot more resources. You know, an individual that has more resources, but also they have a career that they want to be in. That's the most fulfilling thing for me. And people have different skills and potential, and you know, some people fit really well in one job or a couple different jobs and may not like you know, doing something else that someone loves. Like um, I well, I'll tell you that I make a better advocate, and I probably wouldn't do so well as a cook.
I see. You truly have done well for the disability community, since I'm sure you understand how much they really need work experiences.
Yeah, and I try to also to empower people, to give them a sense that, you know, that they should try for what they want to do. They should try for whatever that potential is they have within inside themselves. I encourage them to go for it. I'm a big fan of people doing getting to do as much of what they want to be doing, that's fulfilling and that's rewarding and that's empowering. And also, I find part of my role is too to as a CAP advocate in different ways, is to advocate for clients going through VR. Our that's just an acronym for vocal rehabilitation, or going through VR, which is Access VR, or the Commission for the Blind, is always to emphasize to the counselors that are working with the participants or clients that, you know, to try and send that message of, you know, this client has potential, and not to let them to kind of push the client down in terms of like the clients or counselors. You know, some counselors are very connected to empowering clients, but others have some feelings about clients that come up, or stereotypes about different disabilities, where they might say, this person, you know, person X, I don't see them being able to do this particular job. Or they just give the person like, here's what I think you can do. This is what I'm going to support. When that person may have way more potential than that counselor is willing to realize. Or um, so there's a lot of nuances to this work.
I see. You have went through a lot of work for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My next question to you is, how has Disability Rights New York been doing working remotely during the pandemic?
That's a great question. We were kind of set up when the pandemic hit. We already had laptops and cell phones, so we were able to transition into this pretty well. I mean, there are some difficulties that come up. Like I do miss going into the office and seeing people face to face, like fellow coworkers, and it takes away from the ability for individuals to come in and do walk-ins to our offices to seek services. But we're still here for individuals in New York State. They can reach out to us by phone, or they can reach us by email. And there's some other logistical challenges, like putting things together. Now everything is a video chat meeting like this through programs like Zoom or WebEx. And that took a little learning. You know, it wasn't something that we were doing right away. I mean, there were, you know, before the pandemic, we were doing meetings in the actual Access VR offices. So I'm located in DRNY's Brooklyn office. So I would go with my clients to meetings with their counselor in the different offices, like Access VR's Manhattan office or the Bronx office or Brooklyn, for example. And that's definitely been different because now the meetings are set up like this through a video chat.
Well, my thanks to Disability Rights New York for continuing their remote work during the pandemic.
Thank you. I mean, we're definitely here. We're here to, our mission is to help people out, and that's why we're here.
My final question to you is, how do you feel about the autistic community?
That's a great question too. I feel like I've helped out a few clients who've self-identified as individuals with autism during the time as an advocate. And I always feel like I have more to learn. So, and I always try to approach people as individuals. I never try and stereotype them like, oh, here's a person with this like health condition or this diagnosis. I try and approach them as an individual to give them that respect and then learn who they are. Even if they are part of a larger community, they're still an individual. So I try and work with people as individuals, but always try and learn about them. I know in the sense of broader communities, there are some things that are, you can see some patterns, you can see some consistency in some things about issues that are important to a particular community or maybe challenges the particular community has. So it's, I feel strongly about working with individuals in this community, in this autism community that identify as individuals with autism and supporting them from my role as an advocate to help them, anyone that's seeking employment who's having trouble or just curious about accessing services to reach employment, they could come to us. I mean, if they've been thinking about Access VR or the Commission for the Blind, and maybe they're nervous about taking that step, they can always contact us at CAP and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Can you help us, or can you help me apply for services, or just talk to me? So we're very open to that as well.
My thanks to you for having great respect for the autistic community.
No problem.
Final statement. My viewers, I would like to say this to you. I hope you understand the hard work of Jeremy Demick, who is a fellow advocate in DRNY, Disability Rights New York. He truly has done a lot of work for the autistic community, the disability community, even the advocacy community, since he is an advocate. And I'm sure Disability Rights New York is grateful to him and all of his hard work. My thanks to you, Jeremy, for being here.
Thank you, Michael. I've just, and I thank you for all the speaking about me and the work that I'm doing. And I just want to add to that, though, that I work in a great team of advocates as well. So it's not me alone. I couldn't do this alone. So it's definitely work within a team together.
Okay. Jeremy, please say goodbye to my fellow viewers, please.
All right. Michael, thank you so much for setting up this interview. And to everyone in the community out there, stay safe, be well, and take care of yourself. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Please stay tuned for more of Living with Autism by Michael Lettman. That's all.